Alright, here are my list of demands. First of all, I want you to immediately arm the EBOs and work with Good Luck Jonathan to adjust the firearm laws in Nigeria to arm the EBOs and arm all the places that are at risk in the arms of responsible citizens. And also, furthermore, I want you to stop all your psych operations. I've created a checklist of all the operations that were going on, and I came up with over 30 things, and I have narrowed them down to the 12 most likely and the 12 verified, either by police themselves flat out telling me what's going on, different agents allowing me to overhear what's going on, etc. Different means I've verified them. The first category is the numerous agents. The next is the evidence of a psych op in general. The next is carefully sorting evidence. The next is undercover car who had 2 occupants, and one was holding a high-tech camera, and they were doing it in a way to make me know that they had the camera. The next was the comments that have been made on my page. The next is admitting times that they admitted guilt, either through social media that I posted on my site, on my YouTube channels, or admitting guilt in real life. Familiar faces. Okay, they're bringing in agents who look like people I know to further the operation. Provoking anger. Encouraging anxiety. And the last 3 of them are overhearing things to make me get a rise, doing something in a way that, hey, I'm allowing you to overhear, blah blah blah, I'm allowing you to overhear, and throwing, insults, hurling insults at me using that method. And staring from suspicious cars, using my neighbors, and that's the second to last category. And the last category is using hospital staff and violating confidentiality agreements, using hospital staff and their families, especially people that look like them and their families, to further what's going on. And I believe that is what is going on also with the psych op. Is a lot of these people they find to look like them are people in their families. So out of all these different categories, there's 3 things it could be, and 2 of them I've combined into one thing. Staging attack to discredit me and bring in laws, which means either it's the hospital to discredit me, it's the cops discredit me, white power structures, skinheads, etc. The other thing, using the whatever it is, regardless, they're using some law enforcement agency to do it, whether it's the FBI, NSA, etc. The other category is observing threat and protecting people, aka a police officer likely doing their job. And out of all these things that I've named, only 2 of them are, correlate or go along with observing the threat or trying to protect people, doing a regular police tactics in order to ensure people's safety, a regular undercover operation, undercover sting. And the only 2 things that overlap were the camera in the undercover cop car guy. He could say, hey, we know that we're watching you, and we've heard you talking shit about it, so now we've made it personal. That could be one of them. It could overlap. And the other was staring from suspicious cars. Again, it could be cops who are angry that they have to watch me all the time, they don't like me, so they have their friends and family stare. So out of all those things, only 2 of them, in the fashion that they've been presented and in the way they have played out, could be a cop just regularly doing their job. So in conclusion, I have completely eliminated the idea that this is cops doing their job, whether it's to gather information or protect the public or, etc. Serve and protect. That's not what's going on here. And furthermore, I have gathered some of my notes and got some other information off Wikipedia and other sites, things I've verified that we all know are true, to remind me of things mostly. When I go to these sites, it's to remind me of what I already know, to compile it for the video. Anyway, You had the Special Actions Division, you had the National Clandestine Service of the CIA, and they had phone calls to people to intimidate them, intimidating phone calls. They call them and try to intimidate them, and they try to pretend to be someone else. I had one of those phone calls recently where it was somebody trying to pretend to be someone else to intimidate me into doing what they want me to do. And in the Waco siege, the FBI used drilling noises. They used intimidating phone calls. They used blocking out. They used different lights, and they used different animal noises. So we go on to the different techniques they used over time, like in Vietnam, Operation Phoenix, and the psychological warfare they used on South Africans, the psychological warfare they used on the Jews in World War II, obviously, and the Iraqis in the shock and awe operation when we just started bombing the hell out of them. Believe it or not, the main point of that operation was a psychological effect, not for dead bodies, not to soften their military centers so we can move in, but to create shock and awe, which is a psychological effect. Thank you.